And I want to bring up, if I can, a couple of front pages. This was the Daily Mirror yesterday, and they've got themselves into a bit of spot of bother. So they're saying it's like the year of the shoplifter. And now they're saying, if you've got CCTV, send them to us, the Daily Mirror, and we will publish them. A lot of people criticise that newspaper because they are traditionally of the left, some would say, and they're saying that actually what's causing this situation is actually poverty and cost of living. So today, the Daily Mirror, I think I can show you today's headline as well on the screen. Bear with me and I shall bring it up. But anyway, they are responding to that because I'm hoping I can get it on the screen, but actually what they're saying, it's after threatening hard-working shop staff, this brazen thief walks out with, we're just going to get it up, 3 cases of stolen lager. This is not a desperate mum grabbing baby milk in the Tory cost of living crisis. This is basically yet another yob filling his boots in Tory, lawless Britain. What do you make to it all, Michael?
Well, I think some of the crisis may be caused by cost of living issues and so on, cost of living problems. Hate that word, issues, I don't know why I used it. But I think the other consideration is this, that shops these days, particularly the small supermarkets, the bigger supermarkets, have fewer and fewer staff because they do everything through automatic checkouts and so on. It's very difficult sometimes in some of these shops to find a member of staff, and therefore it's very difficult, if you've got very few staff, it's very difficult to police the whole thing and keep an eye on regular shoplifters and so on. And so in a way, they're encouraging shoplifting by not manning their stores properly.
Isn't that victim blaming? Isn't that victim blaming?
Well, there's an element of that. Yeah, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's immoral and it's illegal, and it should be cracked down on, and it should be stopped. But the police, the trouble is we haven't got enough police, and they consider they've got more serious crimes to look after. But I mean, now they're committed, the Metropolitan Police, to pursuing any crime where there is evidence of a crime, then one would have thought they were going to do a lot about this. I suspect not, though.
Well, that's because they're too busy messing around on Twitter, following up with people that said, "Oh, a nasty word."
Yeah.
Marte, what do you make to all this shoplifting stuff?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they're too busy policing tweets and not policing streets. 71% of shoplifting is not
He's
even...
good, isn't he? Look, Michael's making notes. He's getting his catchphrases down.
But it's true, 71% of shoplifting incidents that are reported to the police aren't even attended now. Shoplifting is de facto legalised in the UK now. £200 or under shoplifting doesn't even count. The brazenness of shoplifters now is out of control. They know they won't get nicked. They know that they won't get stopped. They know that staff won't risk an altercation, a physical embroilment with shoplifters. And as a consequence, this notion that this is because of extreme poverty is nonsense. And of course, chancers taking the mickey who have no self-respect, they have no respect for property, they have no respect for law and order, and it's gone down the toilet. They can blame the government all they like. Take some responsibility for your own disgusting actions.
Michael wants to come back in, and before he does, someone told me a story that just today that they witnessed, someone who works in here. They were in a shop and they saw a guy that they said was homeless. I said, "How do you know he's homeless?" They said, "You could just tell he was like all dishevelled, holes in his shoes, whatever." And they saw him nick 2 blankets. I mean, that doesn't fit the criteria that you've just been describing, does it?
No, but the vast majority of people, there are places where people that want blankets can go. Do you think he should
be let off with that?
Well, look, what are the reasons for people shoplifting? Like, you look to progressive countries like Canada or progressive places like California, where they've basically legalised all this stuff. And what happens is we've created liberal cesspits where drug addicts come in, drug dealers come in, and people are rampaging through shops, clearing off the shelves, and that's coming to Britain. In fact, that's what happened in Peckham.
Yeah, I mean, I think the danger with all this is that you actually drive shops out of business, or the big chains say, right, well, we can't afford anymore to have a shop in this particular area because we suffer shoplifting so much. And I think you really do have to have zero tolerance on this. Otherwise, the people who are going to suffer are all the people living in that neighbourhood that have nowhere to shop.
Well, you get in touch and tell me, what do you think about this? Because apparently, this, according to the British Retail Consortium, they reckon there was about 8 million incidents of shoplifting in the last 12 months. Well, the last 12 months to March, anyway. Apparently, there's been a 35% increase in things like shoplifting as well in the last 6 months. I'm astonished it's that low, quite frankly. But what do you want? Do we think that the police should be tackling this, cracking down on it? Is that the priority? Do you want like a broken window type approach here in this country where the smallest misdemeanours are really clamped down on? Or do you think the police have got better things to do, quite frankly, than focus on someone that's just nicked a tin of beans? I don't know. You get in touch.